Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zainab, and it's my pleasure to introduce the second series by Muslimah Media channel, Women of the Quran. Muslimah Media channel is a channel that delivers unique and original content by women for women. In our new Women of the Quran series, we're going to look at the stories of 5 women and how those stories are both recounted in the sacred text and how those stories can apply to us today. Now, before we talk about these amazing women that are all featured in the Holy Quran, I wanted to preface this series by saying that, by and large, when women are mentioned in the Quran, it's in a very positive light. And a lot of women ask today, especially when they read classical tafsir or commentaries on the Quran, a lot of them ask, how are women viewed in the sacred revelation? What is the place of women in the Quran? Well, we know that the story of woman begins in the Quran with the story of man and the very first human being, Adam, and the very first woman ever created, Hawa. So those are the two primordial humans. They set the pattern for all other human beings. They are literally the khulafa, or the vicegerents of God on earth. So woman's story begins in the beginning, and one thing that we'll note looking at the way women are presented in the Quran, very rarely do women fall into that sort of pattern or stereotype of sort of temptress. Women are kind of presented, I think, in a very holistic, rich, diverse, and varied way, and we're going to see that with the stories of these amazing women. When I looked at how women were presented in the Quran, I was actually gratified to note that there are very few instances in which women are depicted negatively. By and large, women in the Quran are shown in a very positive light. And another thing that is worth noting is that while these women's stories are often told in conjunction with the stories of men, prominent men such as prophets or rulers, many of these women, as far as how they're presented, as far as how their stories come across, can really kind of stand on their own. So that was also quite interesting to see. So I'm very excited about this series, Women of the Quran. Tune in on Monday for the very first video in our series by Muslimah Media channel. Thank you.